The NBA World Championship Series. Today's game is sponsored by the totally new Chevrolet. Now that's more like it. Cam 2 Motor Oil. Race tough to run tough in any car. And by Cotton Incorporated, the fiber company of America's cotton producers.
It's high noon in Portland, Oregon, and CBS welcomes you to the NBA World Championship Series. From the Portland Memorial Coliseum, it is Game 6, Philadelphia against Portland. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Brent Musburger, along with Rick Barry and Steve Jones.
In order to avoid the little big horn, Philadelphia's going to have to keep Portland from getting out of the chute real quick today.
Brent, this game's ready to go. Let's take a look at the starting lineup. On your screen, Irving, McGinnis, Jones, Collins, and Bibby, matched against Gross, Lucas, Walton, Collins, and Davis. The situation is quite simple. Portland leads this series 3-2. Philadelphia must win to force a 7th game Wednesday night back in the Spectrum. Philadelphia will have control. Again, we have this time a reverse situation on the opening tap.
Brent, Philadelphia's got to come out and be more aggressive like they were in the first 2 ball games. That's probably been their biggest demise now. They have just not been aggressive defensively.
Game 5, Walton had a problem on the tap and it went to Philly. Here it is, the 76ers, so the Blazers come with control. McGinnis is down. Lucas. 3-second violation. On the 3-second violation, the 76ers will come down. Caldwell Jones handling in the backcourt. Keep an eye on Bill Walton, number 32, away from the ball when Jones does not have it. He has been a key defensive force so far in this city. McGinnis with the first shot. Hit his first field goal attempt. Bibby is entangled with Lucas, who throws him off. Bibby is up. At the other end, Gross ties the game. Now it's back to Henry Bibby. Lucas, of course, obviously is down there. The two will lock up with each other's arms. Philadelphia turns it over, and the ball goes to Portland. Pressure from Bibby on Hollins. Davis will come up. Collins awaits him. McGinnis on Lucas, and here is Walton waiting for the cutter. It's Gross.
Bobby Gross picking up where he left off in game number 5. Brent scoring 2 quick baskets. He had 25 in that one, and he fouled out.
From time to time, you'll see flashes on your screen. Don't be concerned. A lot of photographers here with flash bulbs. McGinnis comes left baseline on Lucas, and he's hit his first 2 field goals. He has shot but 33% in this series so far. And it goes over to Philadelphia with the score tied at 4. As Game 6 begins in the Memorial Coliseum, and Coach Gene Shue, suffering from a bad head cold today, sits back down. McGinnis starts his drive, and Lucas was there. Jake O'Donnell, one of the referees, took a blow, fell down over the end of the court.
Brent, one thing George cannot try to do is try to do everything too soon. He's hit his first 2 shots. He's got to build his confidence up, but he can't do it by himself.
McGinnis behind the Jones screen. He's 3 out of 3 off the top of this game.
Okay, I like the fact that it's starting off as a close game. Remember, this is the last attempt for the 76ers to get back in the game. If they lose tonight's game, then Philadelphia will definitely win. I mean, the Portland Trailblazers will definitely win.
2 outside shots and 1 inside. It is 6-4. McGinnis leads Gross. Lucas had it knocked away by McGinnis. Lucas complaining that he was fouled. It'll go back to Portland.
Let's take a look at the play here. He makes the fake. George goes up a little bit, tries to go by him. He reaches around him. Lucas may have had a legitimate complaint. Couldn't really see for sure from this angle.
The finals of the slam dunk competition, live from Portland at halftime. Darnell Hillman and Larry McNeil. Come up the other way. You can see the signal from O'Donnell. 6-4. 76ers lead the Blazers. Walton in the middle. Jones passes inside to the doctor. And then Walton got back to clean up after the miss. Collins, Bibby in behind him. Here's Davis coming into Collins. Lucas moves the ball to Lionel Hollins, and it was
beautiful shot.
Billy playing tough off the top of this game, which is something they must do. They must not lose contact here early in Portland. Walton switches out on Irving. McGinnis 3 of 3 with his 4th shot and a miss. Another defensive rebound for Walton. Goes back to Walton on the drive through. And back Davis will control it. A second shot for Portland. Score is tied at 6. Lucas up over McGinnis. There was a whistle. This crowd is so noisy you can't even hear the whistles in here.
That's for sure. They are really pumped up. They were going from about 5 minutes before the horn. They haven't stopped yet as George McGinnis picks up his first foul.
Right after this game, the final round of the Kemper Open from Charlotte, North Carolina. We'll have a report here at halftime. Darryl Dawkins sitting alongside Gene Shue over on the Philadelphia bench.
Brent, I don't think I can remember seeing Philadelphia so up in warm-ups. They were going through a dunking routine, but there was a lot of enthusiasm. I've never seen Dr. J so up. He was clapping his hands, trying to get everybody pumped up.
Blazers lead them right now, Rick, 8-6. 9:26. McGinnis 3 of 4 early. Collins, Walton was there. The pass to Jones, who came up with a shot. Joe Bryant sitting back down. He's the head cheerleader, and he brought some enthusiasm into Game 5 when it all seemed lost. Tied at 8 now with 9:12 left in the first. Davis cuts, takes a good one.
That's a sick pass.
Davis broke free from Doug Collins that time.
They do that so well.
McGinnis back with pressure. Jones took only 1 shot in Game 5. He shot twice already here in the first quarter. They must occupy Walton. They know it. Collins with a miss. Davis retrieves. Blazers up by 2. Collins.
Rhino Hollins sits 2 for 2 from the same spot. There's a man that they need to get some offense from. He is one of the big keys for this Portland team.
4-point Blazer lead in the first quarter. Gross goes with it. Bibby down on the floor, gave it up to Jones. Walton sagging way off. You can watch the shot clock go down. Bibby at the top of the circle.
Okay.
Bibby has also been in a shooting slump in this series.
That's what we do.
Both teams are off to cold starts in Game 5. Right now, they're both smoking, Brent.
Lucas goes to Davis. Hits it outside. Back to 4.
Gonna put up, down.
Irving gets around Gross. Davis was there on the switch off. Pass out deep to Jones. Irving was looking for the foul. Left sideline, Collins.
Okay, Collins, we need you too.
This is some pace they're off to, Brett. No way they can keep this up.
It's a 2-point Portland lead. Walton waits. Lucas did not expect the pass. Has control. Knocked away by Philly. Forced the turnover. Hit back by Lucas to Gross. Lucas and Jones gets up, but Walton will have an easy basket.
Get this shit together. Don't end up shooting yourself, man.
Portland is shooting 7 of 8 with 7:28, and Jack Ramsey can't improve upon that shooting. Gene Shue sitting back down on the Philly bench. Double team on Irving. Pass goes to Jones. Walton's nowhere near him. Jones is now 2 of 3, a definite change to the Philly attack. The center is going to take some shots. Davis cut off. It was Jones who moved in. Walton's there. It's 5-on-5. Walton picks off Collins, and Jones jumps out on Lyle Hollins. So Caldwell Jones starting strong. Ball on the floor. Jones to the basket. The doctor is there. Offensive rebound, and he stuffs it in over Gross.
Okay. That's what I'm saying. Keep it close.
The 76ers respond with 2 hoops.
They sure have, Brent. This is not the 76er team we've watched the last 3 basketball games.
And Caldwell Jones, the biggest difference I've seen so far. Walton trying to pass inside, was fouled by...
Okay, let's honestly admit it. 76ers are playing better this game than they have the last 3 games.
Caldwell that time. We've got a timeout here in Portland. But, Rick, there is no question about Caldwell Jones' involvement right now.
No question about it. If we see the play coming right here, Caldwell was really working hard. Walton with a good pass, good defense by Julius.
The finals of Slam Dunk live at halftime, and the Kemper Open final round immediately after this broadcast. These 2 teams are sizzling. 15 of 21. 78% for Portland, 7 of 9, 62% for Philadelphia, 8 of 13. And now, Rick Barry, we'll see if Walton makes any kind of defensive adjustment against Jones.
I think he'll let him shoot a few more times. If he hits 1 or 2 more, he will go out on him again.
Tied at 16, Hollins, his third field goal. Blazers up as Lionel Hollins has scored 6 in the first quarter. 6:22. Corky Calhoun has replaced Gross. He'll work on the doctor. Calhoun there. And nobody over there in the corner.
What was he passing to?
Pass on the turnover. Here come the Blazers, and Calhoun goes back to work on offense. He has hit some shots outside. Philadelphia did not expect him to light him up out there. He's a defensive and a rebounding forward. Lucas, Irving matched against him, battling him. Lucas comes away with the shot. Jones off quickly to the doctor, and Davis cuts off the break. Seals him at the right sideline. Inside to McGinnis.
Beautiful.
George McGinnis has scored 4 field goals, 8 points in the first quarter. He held up trying to draw the foul. McGinnis is back on Lucas. Lucas up over the top of the miss. McGinnis off with the rebound. Gives it to Bibby. It's 3-on-2. Here's McGinnis back now to Jones.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Philadelphia finally establishing themselves, getting on the boards, getting the ball up the floor quickly. They are playing the way they must play to win in this series.
76ers sky high right now, but yet Portland only 2 back. Here's Calhoun, Irving with him. Walton waits. Caldwell Jones playing like a man on fire against the big redhead. Lucas outside. Jones off with another rebound. They must have that great game from the center because Walton can dominate at both ends. McGinnis waits, spots Jones. Walton goes with him. Jones up outside. Missed it as he shot over the basket that time. McGinnis ran it down. McGinnis back up. Off. Whistle was blown outside. Caldwell Jones, loose ball foul. That's his second. A very key statistic with the way he is playing early. Lloyd Neal in. Maurice Lucas takes a break with 4:55 to go.
See, I love a game where the defense is good, the offense is good, and the energy is up.
Gene Shue yelling something to Bibby. And Steve Mix will try it. I was at the Philadelphia practice yesterday. Mix was not there because of a reaction in that ankle to a pain-killing shot he took. He came out, tried it in warm-ups, went back in, and actually Stanley Lorber gave him another shot just a short time ago. But watch him very carefully, Rick. That ankle looks awfully tight to me.
Interesting statistic, Portland does not have a fast break basket yet in this game.
Jones right with Walton looking for the cutter. Davis. Walton backing in, coming up now, and the whistle was blown. No basket.
Oh,
Walton
come on now, that's a count.
That's 3 fouls on Caldwell Jones.
There's the play again. Bill Walton with the ball. Watch Caldwell Jones bump him with the body right there. Again, he gets him with the body, and that's where the foul was.
Blazers down by 2. Hollins with 3 field goals goes to Collins. Walton the wheel man. I'm sure we'll see Daryl Dawkins soon with those 3 fouls on Jones. Davis pumps outside. Calhoun up over the top on Irving. And it went off of Calhoun's hands. It'll go to Julius Irving and the 76ers. There he is, number 53, 20-year-old Daryl Dawkins. Jones goes out with those 3 fouls, and now we'll see if Dawkins can pick up where Jones left off. Bill Walton, the main man for the Trailblazers, and what an effort it takes to contain him. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar did it for Los Angeles as they dueled each other. But the rest of the Blazers' cast was too strong. Mix up over Neal, and Mix has hit his first field goal. He's got points for the lead.
He's not running very good, but he sure shot that ball nicely.
Collins there with Davis. Neal looks in. Dawkins is with Walton. Walton looks now. Can he get the cutter? The man inside. It's Davis knocked away by Mix. Off to Collins. Key play by Mix. Here's Bibby. Ran into the doctor. Lost control. Loose ball out of bounds. And it's going to go to Portland. Richie Powers, the lead official, made the call. Maurice Lucas took a blow in the neck. Has an ice pack. Trainer Ron Culp gave it to him. Assistant coach Jack the action. Calhoun is out. It's 22-18. Philadelphia. Doctor tried to steal his shot.
There you go, Don.
Goes to the foot race, and here he comes. Doctor looks for daylight. With meaning, he took that to the hoop.
He is absolutely awesome in that type of a situation, Brent.
Portland trailing by 6. Gross waiting now, and here's Davis. Hollins with those 3 field goals. Davis maneuvering. He's got Walton who wants a jump shot off glass. Pretty shot. 24-20. And finally, we've got these two teams coming together and both playing as well as they can. Bibby outside to Irving. Here's Mix. Mix waits. Philadelphia sets a play. It's off to Dawkins from Mix. And Dawkins goes to the basket. And Steve Mix knew that Walton was eyeing and made a smart pass.
Something Philly didn't do very much in the last 3 games, penetration.
Philadelphia must win to force a Game 7 Wednesday night in the Spectrum. We'd be there at 9 p.m. Eastern. Close underneath.
Nice pass. Nice pass.
26-22. You can feel it in the air this afternoon in Portland. They have used all kinds of ploys to get vacant space in this arena. They are standing all over here in Portland. Julius Irving cut off. Neal there with him. Irving inside to Henry Bibby, who got loose underneath. No basket. No basket. Philadelphia has not
That's
got
a lot of no
inside
baskets count. I
like
think
this
that should
Game
count.
2 back in the Spectrum.
That's exactly right, Brent. There's a 3-second violation. That's why that basket did not count. As we see the play right here, Julius tries to go inside. Steve Mix, you can see him right now, is inside the lane to pass to Bibby wide open. Unfortunately, they saw Mix in there too long. All right, here we go. Julius Irving on his approach pass to the takeoff. About 12 feet from the basket. Look at him right up and over. Gross. There's the man I'd pick in the slam dunk contest. I'll tell you that, Brett.
Hillman and McNeil live at halftime, and Dave Twardzik has checked into the game to try and change the tempo. Portland 10 of 16, 62%. Philly 12 of 19, 63%. Neal out there with Twardzik. Twardzik with control. Bibby goes with him, and a foul is called as Twardzik began his assault on the hoop.
Dave Twardzik, man, so instrumental in the last 3 victories for the Portland Blazers. Coming into the game, immediately creating some opportunities here. Goes to the foul line as the Sixers pick up their 15th foul. The Blazers only have 1, Brent.
And Rick, that's the first foul on Henry Bibby. At halftime, besides slam dunk, a report from the Kemper Open. That final round coming your way live immediately after this game.
It's very interesting. He's such a great shooter from the outside, yet he's only shooting 68% from the free throw line. Very surprising statistic.
3-point, 76er lead, 26-23. Lloyd Free is there. Hollins takes in. Lloyd Neal comes with McGinnis. Lucas taking a break. Took that blow in the back of the neck. He'll be back. Whistle as there was contact underneath. Twardzik was muscling, trying to keep someone out.
It still doesn't hurt them, Brent. It was before the 2-minute mark, so it's only the second foul. Let's watch it now. There he is right there. You see him with the left hand. Grabbing onto Henry Bibby, picking up the foul.
McGinnis shoots the air ball. Gross outlet, and it's Twardzik who's created it for Ramsey. Oh, missed the layup. Missed it. Back come the 76ers. Twardzik was free. Mix and Twardzik are down. Walton cleans it up. Now they're both back up. Hollins down. Here's Neal. Neal up on top of Mix.
So Lloyd Neal, the man who's been coming off the bench and giving a big lift to the Portland Blazers, does it again.
1.76er lead. Mix up over Gross. Walton still another rebound, averaging 18 a game in this series. Hollins cut off as the 76ers back. Walton is down. Doug Collins will be back. Hollins. And Walton got over and got it away with a hand on it, and Bibby also battling for it. 76ers save it, and it was the hustle of Henry Bibby. Hollins checks his left shoulder for the pick. Free goes to the Mix pick. On the switch, it's Gross with him. Here's Mix battling inside. Walton came over to the top with a defensive block. Hollins is in the middle. It's 3-on-3. Turns around on Free. 4 field goals. Did you see Hollins get around him? He was almost quick.
That was some play by Lionel Hollins. Just great individual effort on that one.
As the Blazers go up by a point. 45 seconds first quarter. Game 6. Portland leading in the series 3-2. Daryl Dawkins, who's not been as active as Caldwell Jones, goes for McGinnis. Neal was there. Lloyd Neal fouled him. Maurice Lucas and Doug Collins check back in. And I think if there has been a difference in the Philadelphia attack right now, it is that Daryl Dawkins has not been handling the ball as much as Caldwell Jones was. Bill Walton now will take his break at the end of the first quarter.
Yes, Brent, but they are being much more aggressive, both offensively and defensively, and that's the big reason why they're right in this basketball game.
Rick, right now for Portland, we've got Gross, Hollins, Lucas, Twardzik, and Neal. For Philadelphia, McGinnis missed the free throw. That puts him under 500 for the series. Collins, Dawkins, Free, and Mix. 37 seconds, tied at 27. And McGinnis missed the big one that would have tied it at 53 in the Spectrum in Game 5. Last 30 seconds. Philadelphia get a shot. McGinnis tried to steal. Lucas looking for the open man. Throws up over the Off, loose ball, Hollins. Hollins goes across to Maurice Lucas. Mixes there.
They should hold it for the last shot, Brent. 3-second violation.
That is the third 3-second violation. We did not have a single 3-second violation in Game 5 in Philly. 18 seconds. Powers and O'Donnell, the main referees. The alternate, Darrell Garrison, sitting over at the table. Last shot time for Philadelphia. And finally, we've got one cooking where both teams are playing well. It's been a strange series so far. Free off iron, battle underneath. Neal's got it. Last 3 seconds, they must hurry. Lucas will throw it up. The end of the first quarter. And Rick, it can't get any better than what we've just seen so far. You can hear the crowd in the Memorial Coliseum. It's tied at 27. For $15,000 live at halftime, Slam Dunk Finals, Larry McNeil on the left, Darnell Hillman on the right. Yesterday, Rick, Larry McNeil's son, Larry Jr., celebrated his 7th birthday, and Larry was down in the dumps because he wasn't home to help the young man celebrate. So happy birthday to Larry McNeil Jr. from all of us. Tied at 27, second quarter.
And we've got some basketball game, Brent, as you pointed out. Both teams playing very good basketball at this juncture. This should be one fine game all the way through.
Portland hit 57%, Philadelphia 50 in that first quarter. Lucas on McGinnis. Loose ball. It'll come away with the Blazers and a chance to go ahead. It's 2-on-1. Davis is free on the wing. Davis to the basket. And here's Porzik, the trail man. Hit by Dawkins. Foul is called. Dawkins reaches down and helps Dave Porzik hold Dominion to his feet.
That was actually good defense by Darryl Dawkins. He did a heck of a job of stopping an easy basket on that play.
There's the stats I gave you.
Porzik did a good job of drawing the foul when Dawkins had committed himself trying to block the shot by Davis.
This would put Portland in the lead by a single point. Walton will be back soon. He's over on the bench, resting that tender left knee. He strained it just a bit in Game 5, but so far I've seen no evidence that it's tightened up here today. Philadelphia has just attacked him differently than they did in 5. McGinnis up over Twardzik that time. So he had 9, now give him 11 points, 4 field goals, and a free throw in that first quarter. McGinnis snapping out of that slump. Lucas looks in and goes Neal. Dawkins there, and Twardzik cuts off pretty.
Beautiful.
There's that great execution again. This time was Lloyd Neal playing the role of Phil Walton, but they still execute the same play, and the other men have got to get up on the defense to not allow those easy cuts.
Putting the Blazers up by a point, and Bibby will come back. They've got to watch Twardzik so carefully. So intelligent. Dawkins on the drive, want it inside. Count the basket, and the crowd can't believe it. The crowd thought that Darryl Dawkins traveled, Rick.
There's the play again right there. He puts it on the floor. There's no walk. Lloyd Neal running over. You can see him put his body underneath and make contact down low. That's where the foul was. The people here didn't see him hit him with his arm, so they didn't think it was a foul.
And Walton will be back soon, I am sure. Missed the free throw. Twardzik off to Davis. Lucas and Neal, the two big men for Ramsey. Neal can shoot outside.
Lloyd Neal again, Brand. He's scoring points. He's passing the ball, giving Bill Walton a little extra rest. Jack Ramsey's going to take advantage of that. You can rest assured.
Coming back from knee surgery this year. Irving and Gross came right up with him and then knocked him to the glass. 76ers up by a point. We go seesawing back and forth.
Exactly the way I like it.
Davis Collins went down. Blocking. Foul is called on Doug Collins.
Second team foul on the Sixers. Interestingly enough, Brent, George McGinnis is breaking out of his slump, but Doug Collins and Julius Erving have not been scoring that many points either. Doug Collins especially. You have to get 3 people involved for the Sixers to be able to win this game, I believe. They've only been having 2.
Blazers will try to regain it right now. Slam Dunk Finals live at halftime. Twardzik going in on Bibby. And offense is the call. It'll go to the 76ers. And now you see perfectly why Bibby was brought back.
Here's the play right here. He makes his drive, Right there. He dips his left shoulder to Henry Bibby, who had good position. That's a good call by Jake O'Donnell. Bill Walton looking on.
McGinnis. Lucas cleaned it up. One shot that time for the 76ers. Walton still resting and watching. Gross outside.
That's a beautiful and hard shot.
Bobby Gross is really causing some problems for this Philadelphia defense. They do not expect him to score this well.
Now Philadelphia will try to regain it. And Irving does
There you
with
go.
9:46, and that's the signal. Here he comes.
Good walk.
The captain of the Portland Trailblazers, and the man who is the most responsible for what this team has accomplished this year. Neal coming in. Dawkins right with him. Off comes McGinnis. It was Daryl Dawkins' defense that did it. Bibby on the drive. And they've turned it over as he double dribbled. And here he comes.
Come on, man. Don't start, tripping and doing crazy stuff. These errors got to stop it.
At the same time, a timeout will be called here in the Portland Memorial Coliseum. I get a chance to remind you. Slam Dunk Finals live at halftime. The final round, the Kemper Open, right after this game. Larry Weinberg, the boss of the Portland Trailblazers, just off to my left enjoying the action. His counterpart, Fitz Dixon, not here. It's his 25th wedding anniversary. So congratulations to Mr. and Mrs. Dixon. Walton goes now to Lucas, who is left alone. McGinnis wasn't out and missed the shot. Inside Hollins when the loose ball. He came up and put it in.
Good hustle. Good hustle.
Shot by Hollins, who was in the right spot.
Both teams, Brent, still smoking, shooting 75 and 80% so far in the second quarter.
Unbelievable start to this sixth game. Blazers up by a point. It bounced off of Dawkins on the turnover. Taken away by Bibby, and Ramsey furious wanted the foul. Irving came up on Walton, drew the foul and hit the field goal. Ramsey can't believe it. He wanted a foul down here at the other end. He thought for
Now, Dr. J, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm looking for. Good job, Bibby.
sure that Bibby had created the foul, but instead at the other end, Walton picks up his first. And Jake O'Donnell telling Ramsey and McKinney to get back. A warning. Jake O'Donnell is warning. Ramsey turns around.
There's that play right here. It's a good steal by Bibby. They shot the foul. Should have been in the backcourt when when Doug Collins was running alongside Hollins and bumping him. But that was a great play by Julius Irving on Bill Walton.
A 2-point Philadelphia lead, 38-36. 8 minutes and 50 seconds left in the first half. Dawkins goes with Walton. McGinnis giving Lucas plenty of room, and they sandwich Walton. They don't want him wheeling. McGinnis goes down and gets up. Hollins outside. But Gross got the rebound. They didn't seal Bobby off. Good play by Bobby Gross. Now it's McGinnis quickly past Hollins, and Lucas is there, and George comes up. He threw it up a little too quickly when he saw Walton. Off now to Hollins. It's 3-on-2. Collins and Bibby are back. They'll go to Hollins. They try to split the defense. Hollins from the right baseline is off. Irving with control. Off quickly to McGinnis. Gross gets back and will be all even. Here comes Irving. And Steve Nicks will be checking back in with 8 minutes approximately left first half. Tied. Irving. Walton challenges. Walton stays up. Davis. 2 blocks already for Big Bill. Davis comes, cuts on Bibby, goes to the hoop.
Good job. Good job.
Bill Walton keying in again, making a great block on Julius Irving. Blazers getting the fast break off of the block.
Steve Nicks waiting. 76ers down by 2, come right back. What a magnificent first half we have had here in Portland. Both teams at the top of their game. Philly must win to force a 7th game Wednesday night. McGinnis up outside. McGinnis has tied it. 7 minutes and 30 seconds to go. Davis across the timeline for Portland. Collins there. Look at that quickness on Johnny Davis. Lucas now. Irving tried to come in behind him that time and fouled him. So Julius reaching in behind him on the dribble hooked him.
It's only his first foul, second team foul. Here's the play here. Davis pass out to Hollins. Hollins over. On the fake, Julius gets caught coming out a little bit when he reaches around, catches him on the arm.
Judging from what I'm seeing right now, I'm seriously thinking that this would go to Game 7. In order for that to happen, 76ers, I got to come through with the victory.
3 team fouls, on the Sixers right now. 2 on the Blazers. Maurice Lucas having a difficult time shooting. George McGinnis getting his shot back, but Doug Collins has been a non-entity right now. Brady's not even handling the ball on offense.
And they have taken him out of the game, Rick. Bibby and Free are the guards for Gene Shue. Davis with that great quickness looking for the pass. And it was Steve Mix who stood there in the lane and got a hand on it. And it'll go now to Portland. You can watch the defensive setup.
Excellent defense by Steve Mix.
Bobby Gross will look. It's Walton he wants. Walton comes up on Darryl Dawkins and puts it in. So Walton knows now he's going to have to pick up his offensive production. He's in a shootout. It's a 2-point Blazer lead. In Game 5 in the second half, Walton was content to play some great defensive rebound. He knows just what you have to do. Irving goes left to Mix. Here's Free. Hollins with him. Free comes up. Double team, and there's a foul. He was swinging off. Offensive foul is the call against Free, who's flying to Lionel Hollins.
Here's the play right here. There you see Free. Good position by Hollins. Gives the jump. It's either right arm. Catch Collins right in the chin. Offensive foul on Lloyd Free.
A man who will enjoy the action today no matter who wins. Commissioner Lawrence O'Brien and his wife watching here directly behind us. And, of course, if Portland wins, he'll present his brand-new trophy that he is so proud of to the Portland Trail Blazers. They need one victory to wrap it up. Game 7 would be Wednesday night as Hollins squeezes and hits 44-40. Blazers. And Hollins has hit 4 shots outside. For Philadelphia, McGinnis is 6 of 11. Portland 19 rebounds. Philadelphia 13. Total for Hollins 12 points. Gross eyes the doctor. Walton also watching him. And it was Hollins with a defensive move. He read the pass. He comes back on Mix. And Lucas.
Ooh, baby, that's beautiful.
So here's that moment. They'll have to call a timeout to settle things down. The crowd is up. They have suddenly exploded. They were seesawing.
And here you see the play as Hollins makes another great steal. Goes in, misses the shot. Lucas follows. 2 points.
Live at halftime, slam dunk. Darnell Hillman just won the toss in the locker room. He'll go second behind Larry O'Neal. Here, 5:58 to go, first half. The Blazers have run off 6 straight. Philly now trying to respond. Harvey Catchings checks in. Misses the shot. Knocked away by Mix as Walton had control. The doctor went over to the corner and chased it down. And was stepping out of bounds. So it'll go to Portland. Now they run off 6 in a row. And they can bust the game wide open.
Here's the play right here. Julius and Lucas going for the ball. Julius knocks it away right there. Said Julius was out of bounds when he touched the ball last. The call by Jake O'Donnell.
McGinnis with 13 points is back. Harvey Catchings playing his first critical moments in this series so far. He draws Walton. Trying to front him to the left side. Walton pressuring off. Gross goes. Catchings switches. And Gross.
Okay, extend your lead.
8 straight. And contact is at stake for Philly. With this crowd, it can get awfully emotional here. Gene Shue and the 76ers realize this is critical moment number 1. McGinnis with Lucas. McGinnis on the drive. Walton there on the double team. Free ball off from the Blazers. A chance for 10 straight. Hollins muscling in. He's got it.
Lionel Hollins just playing a super game. He did not play that well in Philadelphia in the first 2 games. He's come back. You see the play right there.
Hollins is
He was
clown.
fouled from behind by Freeze. He went by, makes a tough shot. Chances a 3-point play. And I'd have to say that the 3 key men for Portland right now are Bill Walton, Lionel Hollins, and Bobby Gross.
12 for Gross and 14 for Hollins right now. And Walton continues to dominate defensively on the boards. Catchings off. With that 10-point run, it's 50-40 right now. And here is still another timeout.
Gene Shue does not want to let this game get out of reach right now. He's got to settle his team down. They're not playing with the same aggressiveness and running their patterns. They're not getting that penetration they got earlier, Brent. Everything's coming from the outside. They're starting to fall apart a little bit. He does not want that to happen. They have to keep contact, as you mentioned.
Next Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, CBS Sports Spectacular presents live the 109th running of the Belmont Stakes from Belmont Park. And the crowd here coming up and giving the Blazers ovation. They might, too, give an ovation to Seattle Slew. That unbeaten 3-year-old has picked off the Kentucky Derby and the Preakness. And next Saturday, as a matter of fact, our director, Tony Verna, will be going in on that game in New York as Seattle Slew goes for the Triple Crown. There's a tribute to Bobby Gross high in the balcony.
Well, I don't know if he's keeping the doctor away, but he's playing a fine game offensively, and he's working hard in the doctor. He's keeping the doctor outside, but of course Jack Ramsey had up on his board before the game, Brent, playing Julius 1-on-1 +1. In other words, there's always another man going to Julius once he gets the ball, and it's been very effective keeping him outside. Usually that man is Bill Walton.
10-point run at 50-40 and 5:06 left. They come at you so quickly, and they are so lethal when they get it working. Up comes the doctor, who responds. Back to 8 come the 76ers. Collins, Bibby, McGinnis, Catchings, and Irving on the floor for Shue. McGinnis staying with Lucas. Catchings out on Walton. Here's the pass to Davis, who came up on Collins and got it down. The defense was there. Good effort by Davis. McGinnis signals. He's on the weak side. Is Collins trying to get something going? Walton was there on the double team defensively. Ball goes to Portland.
So the big factor, I think.
All right, let's be honest. The game is no longer close anymore. Let me know in the comments what you think the 76ers have to do to get back in the game. Because me personally, I think those errors is messing them up.
Right now for Philadelphia is that they're only getting the scoring from Irving and McGinnis. Doug Collins is not getting any points for them.
And Catchings using muscle. They go to the lob behind him on Walton, who drew the foul and hit the field goal. I want to tell you, Harvey Catchings did everything but tackle him that time.
Let's watch the play here. There's the lob pass by Gross. Catchings was fronting him. The weak side help. The man on the other side of the floor, McGinnis, is a little late getting there. Walton catches the ball. You see the reaction from Bill Walton. There's another angle of it. There's the pass. You see George is a little late getting there. There's the foul by George. Basket by Bill. That's where weak side defense is so important. If McGinnis had gotten there, steps.
3 fouls, checks in. Catchings goes out. Trainer Al Domenico is tending to Doug Collins near midcourt.
Brent, I just do not know how the Portland Blazers can keep up this pace. They're shooting over 60% for this basketball game, and they're showing no signs of letting up. Meanwhile, Philadelphia is shooting almost 55%.
So the injury timeout for guard Doug Collins, who took a blow. Remember, he was punched by Darryl Dawkins. Steve Mix on the Philly bench. Bill Walton.
Look at his eyes, Brent.
He has come to play, as he has all playoff long. As a matter of fact, all season long. Remember, the Blazers were 5-12 this year in the 17 games that he missed. Here's Irving giving it up to Jones, who came into the basket. No basket. Offensive foul is called. That's 4 fouls on Caldwell Jones.
Here, we'll take a look at it again. Julius makes the nice pass. There's the play. Looked like Lionel Hollins may have moved under after the man had committed himself. Catchings. Questionable.
A 13-point Blazer lead. Gross gets away, but McGinnis comes over on him. Here is Davis. Collins sticks out. Now it's Hollins. Jones playing with those 4 fouls. With 5 seconds on the shot clock, Hollins missed outside. McGinnis and Lucas went for it. There was a whistle. Lucas on the loose ball foul, and the ball goes over to Philadelphia. 2 fouls on Maurice.
3 team fouls. Brent, Sixers are in the bonus again. So both quarters, Philadelphia in the bonus. Portland wasn't.
3 forwards on the floor as Joe Bryant replaces Caldwell Jones. It'll be Bryant, McGinnis, and Irving. And Walton takes McGinnis in this situation. McGinnis outside. Davis off. Loose ball foul is the call. Bryant was coming across on him.
There's where that penalty situation can hurt you so desperately, so badly, I mean, because with 3:21 to go, a little foul like that would have just been a ball out of bounds. And when you're trailing by 13 points, those fouls can really hurt in this situation. But again, Brent, the last shots again coming from the outside, that all of a sudden Portland's just block that middle up. They're just not letting him come in there.
Live at halftime, slam dunk finals. Larry McNeil and Darnell Hillman. Lloyd Free watching from Gene Shue's bench. We'll also have a live report from the Kemper Open in the final round coming up immediately after this game. In Charlotte, North Carolina, 57-42. 3:18 left in the first half. That run of 10 busted it open. Irving up on Gross. McGinnis with an offense, and Walton rejected it. McGinnis and Walton crashed to the floor. Both are fine. Here is Davis again. It was Walton at that defensive end.
Davis missed the wide open man, Lionel Hollins, to his left that time. He forced up a tough shot.
Game 6 with Portland leading 3 victories, 2, and Joe Bryant outside. Bryant brought some enthusiasm when he came into Game 5 late in the spectrum. 57-44, 13-point difference. 2 minutes and 40 seconds left first half. Walton with the signal. He'll be the wheel horse. Davis goes his side, and now he pops out to handle it. Looks for the cutter. Not good movement that time. Gross from the corner. Here's Davis on the other side. Bibby came in behind and hooked him and fouled him.
So again, that penalty situation plaguing the Sixers. They get to take a tough shot. The ball comes off. They can't get that out. That defensive rebound. As you see the play right there, with Bibby coming in, picking up the foul. Davis to the line. 1 plus the penalty for 2.
Here's Johnny Davis, who was forced into Jack Ramsey's starting lineup back in the Denver series when Dave Twardzik injured an ankle. He stayed there as the Blazers swept away Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and the Los Angeles Lakers. Then the finals began. Twardzik returned and Davis has remained the starter. 59-44, and it has given Jack Ramsey a potent weapon off the bench. Inside pass is a good one from Bryant to Irving.
That's the type of plays that they need to get. Get inside, get those easy baskets, stop shooting from the outside.
Walton and McGinnis came out and stole it. McGinnis defended him. Walton coming back, and George laid it in. Walton not going for the foul. An 11-point Portland lead. Content to trail him home that time, and 1:55 left in the first. McGinnis waits now. He's giving up a lot of inches to Bill. Here's Walton rolling off. McGinnis has switched out. No one picked him up from the weak side.
The gamble by Julius Irving hurt them that time.
Julius roaring to the basket. Came up in Walton's face, and Walton said, had to be offense.
That Julius is unbelievable in a wide-open situation. I have never seen anybody be able to do the things that he could do. Here we go again. Gross takes a shot at him. Walton goes up. Just look at this. Walton was complaining about his left hand. As you see, he hit him in the head with the ball. But there was contact anyway. Here we go again with the steal. Now let's just watch the doctor operate. There he goes. Takes off, up and over.
Injury timeout for Walton. Trainer Ron Culp is off to my left. Walton bending down. Took that blow, which you saw.
In a wide-open situation, he plays a game that I don't think anybody has ever played before.
There's the leaderboard. Weiskopf, Burns, Rogers, Tewell tied at the top, and we'll have a live update at halftime, along with the finals of the slam dunk. McNeil and Hillman, 135. It's an 11-point Blazer lead. There's the cutter. It's Hollins this time. Travel. Twardzik reports in.
Well, they got the man open on the cut, so the defense has still got to shore itself up. If Hollins had not walked at the ball, he was going to have an easy shot inside.
Calhoun returns.
Once again, Brendan, an important minute and 28 seconds. If the Sixers can play good defense, score a couple baskets, they can get this lead back down under 10 points, still be within range. If not, and Portland runs off 4 or 6 on them, they could be in big trouble.
11-point difference right now. Irving inside. It's the doctor scoring and coming to the line. The magnificence of Julius Irving. Could you ask for 2 better athletes than Julius Irving and Bill Walton on the floor at the same time?
You see the doctor just doing it all on his own. Tremendous individual effort, and he has been just incredible in this playoff series. He's been the most consistent performer for the Philadelphia team.
It's the 3-point play. Now he has scored 20 points here in the first half. Calhoun's first foul against Irving. It's with control, and here's Lucas waiting. Bryant out on him. Bryant stays with him, and the foul is called. Joe Bryant a little too aggressive, his second. Bryant does not give away that inch of height that George McGinnis does when he's matched against Lucas. So for Julius Erving, 4 points in the first quarter, Rick, and then 16 here in the second.
Well, this man comes to play every time he steps out there on the floor, and they talk about all the money that man makes, but if anybody in this game earns what he's being paid, it's Julius Erving.
Such an attraction, Rick, wherever he goes around the league.
I have to honestly say, Brent, that of all the players in the league, he's the one guy I would pay to go see play.
And I think I would pay to see a team like Portland play the way they have in the playoffs so far. So unselfish. 63-53 and 1 minute. Erving wants it to come through McGinnis. Walton out on him. Now the Julius show goes outside, and Walton rolled away from McGinnis and controls still another rebound. So the three forwards on the floor for Gene Shue as we come to the end of the first half. Hollins pull up. Walton at the offensive end. Foul.
Offensive rebounds now hurting the Sixers badly. As we'll take a look at Bill Walton on this play. Lionel Hollins takes a jump. Look how he establishes the good inside position. He's actually being held there by McGinnis. They didn't call that foul. He gets the offensive rebound, goes up, and Julius catches him on the arm. He will go to the line. 3 chances to make 2.
And 2 fouls on Erving. Robin Jones waiting to check back in. Walton will get a break here at the end of the second quarter.
Again, though, Brent, Julius Erving having to play a lot of time, a very fast-paced game. Will it have an effect on him in the second half? They need him desperately, and Doug Collins still the unheard-from man in this basketball game. Look at the concentration.
12-point lead. 35 seconds. Now we're there with the 35. I tried to cheat on the director, and it didn't work. Here's Erving and Twardzik with him. And now Bibby outside the left corner. Hollins down. 25. Twardzik's got an open man on the right wing. Back to Twardzik from Lucas, and Bibby had flowed in. Portland sets up. Walton comes back. Loose ball.
Almost.
Hollins has got Calhoun to the basket.
Okay.
To them in Portland. This is the major sports franchise in this city. And they are closing in on their first world championship, and everything has come to a standstill in Portland. Gene Shue trying to get Philadelphia back in and enforce a 7th game.
Perky Calhoun picking up the foul, trying to go for the steal. Gene Shue looking on very, very anxiously to see what's going to happen in the second half. Look at that look of concern on his face.
Jack McMahon, Philadelphia assistant. 6 seconds left. 67-53. There goes Walton off for a round of applause as Erving hits the free throw, and that's 21 points for the Doctor. 22. Philadelphia will try to smother the ball, but they go long to Robin Jones. Jones up with the jump shot. Collins off last second. They did not get it off in time. The end of the first half, and at halftime we'll have live a report from the Kemper Open, and also Larry McNeil and Darnell Hillman, finals of the Slam Dunk. Larry McNeil is ready for his Slam Dunk final against Darnell Hillman, and we'll return with the winner getting $15,000 as the NBA continues on CBS right after this word from your local station. Time for the Slam Dunk final, and let's go to Don Crickey. Don?
Be sure to tell me your thoughts about the Slam Dunk competition in the comments.
Thank you, Brent. Basically, how the Slam Dunk works, if you've been with us throughout the season, each player will get 5 Slam Dunk attempts. For everyone that's good, it's worth 2 points. And the biggest determinant in scoring will come from a 3-man panel of judges who you'll meet shortly. The more difficult, the more artistic the Slam Dunk attempts, the more style points they get. A perfect score would be 40. Representing the Golden State Warriors, here is 6'9" Larry McNeil out of Marquette University. And his competition today from the Indiana Pacers, more recently traded to the New York Nets, from San Jose State, Darnell Hillman. And now let's meet our 3-man panel of judges. On the right is Mendy Rudolph, CBS basketball analyst, a man who refereed over 2,000 NBA games. Next to him, a member of 10 World Championship teams with the Boston Celtics, Sam Jones. And nationally known basketball writer Larry Bortstein of Denver, Colorado is our third judge. We had a toss of a coin. Darnell Hillman won the toss. He elected to go second, so Larry McNeil will lead it off with a $15,000 first prize on the line. One, it is most important they make all five because in many of the competitions leading up to this, a missed shot has cost them. Larry McNeil is 2 for 2 with 3 slam dunk attempts to go. Three for 3. There are 5 designated shots on the floor. You see Larry going to a fourth. They can pick them in any order. Grade high on style points, a timing slam dunk, and Larry McNeil got all of it. There you have it. Larry McNeil goes 5 for 5, so he gets 10 points on scoring, and we'll watch him in slow motion now. Here comes Larry McNeil, who played with Maurice Lucas at Marquette. Hammering it down with the left hand. We'll watch him again now in slow motion as our judges break down the style points. He's already attained 10 points on scoring. And here we are as we look at the judges. 8-5, 8-5, and 8-5, a total of 25.5, a total of 35.5 for Larry McNeil. And that's what Darnell Hillman has to shoot at now. $15,000 on the line. They call him Dr. Dunk in Indiana. From San Jose State, 6'9", 215-pound Darnell Hillman. All of it. Darnell is now 3 for 3. Remember, he's shooting at 35.5, and Larry McNeil made all 5 of his attempts. Well, did he do it? Here is the final attempt now from straightaway down the middle. Darnell Hillman, a big effort, shooting at Larry McNeil's very fine score of 35.5. And we'll watch Darnell now in slow motion. Way up and down. That was his second attempt. Kind of a double clutch. Darnell Hillman. Here he comes on a third attempt. They're waiting at style point breakdown. All right, let's see what the judges score on Darnell Hillman. 8-5, 9-5, and 9. So Darnell Hillman edges out Larry McNeil for the $15,000 first prize. And we're going to meet our champion and our runner-up right now. Darnell? We had some tough people to beat, Darnell, along the way. You beat Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Richard Washington, among others. Moses Malone, congratulations.
Thank you, Don. I'd just like to say thank you to my family for standing behind me and helping me get through this little ordeal. I had a little work to do, and I went out and did it. I'm happy about it.
You got some money coming in the mail. Congratulations, Darnell.
All right, thank you.
Darnell Hillman. Now let's go to Brent Musburger.
Don, tell Darnell to hold up. I got Julia serving. I want the winner. Rick, you and Steve Jones get some money, and let's get the doctor out there against Darnell. We'll be back in just a moment.
The NBA World Championship Series is sponsored by Improved Palmolive Rapid Shave, a product of Colgate-Palmolive Company. Light beer, everything you always wanted in a beer, and less. And by Remington, makers of the XLR electric shaver.
Steve Jones, why don't you take that pretty new sport coat of yours and introduce the highlights here along with Rick.
I brought the coat on the rock and roll show. Rick Barry, we're going to take a look at some really exciting stuff this afternoon. Johnny Davis right then, he came inside off a quick pass, got the ball here. You get Philadelphia with some of the more spectacular stuff. Caldwell Jones with the big stuff right there. Coming back again, Philadelphia with better ball movement in the first quarter than they've had. And Steve Mix hits a jumper from the outside. Julius Erving in a foot race, and he'll show you something about slingshots. He just loads up here, takes off, and he throws it right over Bobby Gross, and that's a great play. Portland knows a little bit about give and go. Right there, Bobby Gross down the middle, knocked Steve Mix right out of the way. And back again, another give and go. Dave Torzik coming down the same way. You'd think Philadelphia would learn as they leave that middle open time and time again. Again, a live play into Walton. He backs out, a great live, and he looks over for a little help, and he gets it. And last again, Irving with an open face up right in Bill Walton's eyes, and he takes it in.
Steve, I would have to say I thought the difference was when Portland shut off that middle on Philadelphia early, and also Jones getting in foul trouble, as you pointed out, Brent.
Oh, Caldwell Jones got some real tic-tac fouls. I thought that hurt him, really. He got in trouble early, and that prevented him from putting a lot of offensive pressure on Bill Walton. I think the key for them is not to shoot quickly from the outside. If they can move the ball at all, they'll get back in the game. Portland, again, is running very well, and you can't stop them by shooting outside that way.
Of course, Doug Collins. He only touched the ball 7 times on offense in the first half.
Doug Collins has not been involved in the game as much as he has in the other ones. He's worked a lot harder. Today, he seems very tired. I watched him a couple times. He's taking extra blows out there. He's going to have to dig down a little bit deeper because there's no tomorrow.
Of course, Portland, they've got 4 people in double figures leading their scoring, and the 76ers only have 2 people, and this has been the story throughout the series.
Well, they had 2 that carried him in the first game, and Portland just been able to get more scoring, but they have to get bigger scoring from the 2 people that are going to carry him. Irving is doing his job. McGinnis is beginning to come along, and they can look for somebody else to do something, and they can probably get back in the game. I would think that Portland is not going to change their game plan. They had a lot of easy baskets inside. Philadelphia is going to have to try and go back inside themselves.
I also think that Bill Walton has been doing a super job. He's been on the boards really tough again. He's had a super basketball game, blocking the shots in the middle, just generating a lot of things out there, both offensively and defensively, as usual.
Oh, you can't say enough good things about Walton because he has played an excellent series. He's had good health all season, most of the way, and then in the playoffs, he hasn't been injured at all. Bill Walton has really done his job, and that's plug up the middle and pass the basketball.
If I had to pick one player on the team that's probably been the surprise of the series as far as Philadelphia is concerned, it's got to be Bobby Gross.
Oh, Bobby Gross, he surprised Denver. He really surprised Chicago also, but he has really come alive. Back to playing what he did earlier in the season. He really kind of went into a slump at the end of the season, and he came back and played. I think maybe he got a second win, and he's really been effective. He's hurt Julius, and I think that they've got to shut him down, too.
Well, of course, George McGinnis, for sure. Everybody's happy to see him come out of his slump, except the Portland fans. As we take a look at the statistics, Steve, we can see that both teams moving the ball, as you pointed, assists 16 apiece. But look at those rebounds right now.
Of course, again, offensive rebounds. The Blazers have been able to get those offensive rebounds because they've been able to move the ball a little bit better. Philadelphia's got more this game than they had last, but they're going to have to shut Portland down by being more aggressive offensively and defensively.
We'll take a look at the scoring right now. As we pointed out, 2 men, Irving and McGinnis, 22-15. The rest of them not really a big factor. But on the Portland side of that scoreboard, let's take a look at that, Steve. What do we have here?
Well, they've had balance all year long, and I think Hollins is on the top with 14. Walton, Johnny Davis, and Bobby Gross are right behind with 12 and 13. I think, again, this is what they've had all year long. They're going to look to do the same thing. Philadelphia, if they're going to go with 2 players, they're going to have to get them more shots. They're going to have to just play a tougher game.
Well, thanks a lot, Steve. Brent, let's get ready for this great second half that I think we're going to have.
All right, Rick. It's the Doctor and Philadelphia facing elimination if they cannot come back and pull this one out. In that second quarter, with these fans urging them on, the Trailblazers exploded for 40 points. That is their 4th 40-point quarter in this series so far.
And of those 40 points, Brent, they had 10 layups.
Irving and Walton rejected, and Gross was out of bounds when he touched it. Another block by Big Bill.
There's that one-man defense +1. Bill Walton being a big factor offensively, Brent, in the first half. He's handled the ball 23 times. They are getting the ball into Walton. Philly was able to shut that off in the first 2 basketball games, but Portland's made adjustments, and Bill is getting the ball with regularity.
Philadelphia's lineup: Irving, Jones, Collins, Bibby, McGinnis. For Portland, it's Lucas, Davis, Walton, Gross, and Holland. Lucas got there strongly. And the crowd roars Luke in Portland. Jones with 4 fouls playing Walton. Lucas to the screen shot. Jones rolled off outlet. Now remember, Collins was held to 2 points in that first half. Looking basket. Miss on the drive, so the frustration continues. Loose ball, McGinnis back. Comes up and hits it. George McGinnis with his most effective offensive performance so far. 17 points. Walton and Lucas collide at the top. Rose finally comes around, and Bibby is switched off on him. Julius is left with Hollins. Hollins takes the dock inside, went to the right hand.
Good
Off on the
defense.
fly. Bibby with Collins ahead of him. Now McGinnis on the right. Collins again to the basket. Charged into Davis. Crowd and coaches both want charging called. Doug Collins scores his second basket of the game. It's 67-59.
Back in this game.
Lucas driving. Walton regains it. 24 minutes for a championship for Portland.
Portland getting inside.
McGinnis up into Lucas. Offensive foul is the call.
Take the play right here. Here's George, makes the dribble, crossed over to the left. Now watch now. He will initiate the contact with this move right here. The next step, jumps in. Jumps into Maurice Lucas.
2 fouls on McGinnis. Richie Powers and Gene Shue arguing. Shue being restrained. Joe Bryant talking to him. Richie walks away. Now at the other side, Ramsey is being yanked back by O'Donnell. Down in his familiar spot. You know those slacks Jack Ramsey wearing today? Those are the kind that you could throw in a shower and not worry about how they would come out. And that's how confident this franchise is today. They dressed accordingly. Collins is there with Davis. Walton out. Lucas was down underneath.
Maurice tried to get off the floor by scooting along the ground when he was laying down in the 3-second area, but even if you go off the floor, if you're still inside that lane area, it counts as 3 seconds. You must go out to the perimeter, to the outside of the lane.
Lucas pointing to the wet spot where he went down, Rick. Jeff wiping it up. Pressure by Davis on Bibby. A 10-point Portland lead. Jones picks off Bibby's man and tries to get him behind Walton, and Walton goes and seals. Irving's there on the challenge against Walton. Out of bounds, it'll go to Portland.
Doctor got hit in the mouth on that play. He's looking for the foul, but boy, there's a lot of aggressiveness being taking place out here right now, and the officials are going to have to jump on things so they don't get out of hand.
Here's Hollins. Puts up the left-hander, which is off, and then runs it down the corner.
He knew he missed that one. He went right after it.
Cross to Walton. Davis with a screen for Bill. Smallest man gives the biggest man. Portland team the pick, and it's 2 points for the Blazers. 71-59 and 9-29. Shades of Green Bay, Wisconsin in 1961, when Vince Lombardi and a football team stalked the championship in a small town.
Well, there's a play that happens so often in the game of basketball. You allow the man to come from the weak side of the floor. That's the side opposite of where the ball is. We see it here. And beat your man to the basketball. McGinnis beats Lucas over. Goes up for the shot. Lucas goes up. Fouls him on the arm. Your defense in this situation must play between the ball and the man and not allow him to beat you to the ball.
After the 5th game in Philadelphia, the Portland Trail Blazers wound their way home and finally got here at 4:30 in the morning. 4,500 fans had waited up all night to greet them at the airport. The plane was an hour late because it was forced to land in Billings, Montana and take on a new load of fuel, and those fans stayed right there. There was not a bottle of beer or a milkshake to be had at that airport the next morning. 9 minutes and 18 seconds left, quarter number 3. A 10-point difference. Philadelphia must win to force game number 7 Wednesday night in the Spectrum. Right after this 6th game, the final round of the Kemper Open from Charlotte, North Carolina. Walton into Hollins, who got McGinnis up in the air but missed the shot. And they stay with it. The attendance I am handed is 12,951. There are at least 3,000 others who are unaccounted for carrying press cameras. Bibby in and out. Walton looks outlet. Leads to Davis. I don't think he can run this one down.
Ball is a little bit too far to the sideline. Even with the speed Davis had, he could not get to it quick enough.
They have rallied around a basketball team in Portland, Oregon, as Collins comes into Walton and offensive foul is called.
So Doug Collins still having his difficulty. Let's watch his left arm here because that's what the foul is called for. Watch that left arm. There it is. You see him swinging that left arm to the left.
12-point lead. Crisis time nearing for the 76ers. They come. Here's Bibby. It's 3-on-1. McGinnis comes to the basket strongly with
That's
his
what I'm
best
saying.
offensive
Capitalize.
showing. 21 points in this sixth game. Gross open.
Beautiful pass.
Defensive breakdown again by Philadelphia. Just not watching man-ball relationship.
Lucas there with McGinnis, and it's Collins trying to shoot his way out of this slump. Here's Davis back quickly. Two guards having a fine game for Jack Ramsey offensively. Walton gets Jones up, turns around. Gross regains it, and here's Walton. They bring it in through the center on that motion. Looks Cutter. It's Lucas in behind McGinnis.
Again, this time it was Maurice Lucas coming from the weak side. He just pulled the same thing George did to him.
8 points for Lucas. Goes with the doctor, double team Walton, so they go to Jones, who had to be open with Walton out there helping on Irving. 12-point lead by Portland.
A little difference in the second half, Brent. Both teams only shooting 30-some-odd% so far in the third quarter.
McGinnis there with Lucas. Double team with Irving. Davis. McGinnis with position. Lucas came in behind him, knocked it out of bounds. Steve Mix will check in for Gene Shue.
And with the timeout on the floor, Sixers are still in contact. They have not let the Blazers come out and jump off early in the third quarter like they've done in the last 3 ball games. They're right in there. They have a chance.
They have gone on sale already. They were ready for today here in Portland. Game 6. Taking away the home court advantage that Philadelphia possessed in the 5th game back in the Spectrum. 12 points and 6 minutes and 48 seconds for the third quarter. Lucas was there on Mix, and the foul called as he hopped out on him. And for Lucas, that's his 4th foul. Julius Irving has not scored here in the second half so far. And Walton telling Lucas to shake it off and get back into the flow. Mix bouncing off, and Lucas was there on the turnover. It's a steal by the Doc. Walton there, Irving there. They meet at the top.
Well, that's just 2 great players going against one another, and Julius won that battle.
6:22, 77-67. Kemper open, final round next. Lucas with Mix's hand right in his face, fading away, made it 12. Collins, back to Bibby. For the 76ers, a perimeter offense. Now Bibby slips in, and Collins goes outside. Still in his slump. Collins looking. McGinnis will check back in.
Julius is tired, Brent. He's not getting back down on defense very quickly at all.
Here's the play through Walton. Waits for the cutter. He'll screen for Lucas. Short. There was a whistle.
I can tell you right now, Portland Trail Blazers definitely have some great defense. But when it comes to the 76ers, they need to step their game up in the defense and the offense department.
Now, I believe Ramsey wants a timeout. Yes, he does. But they cannot have it right now because the ball belongs to the Philadelphia 76ers. But Ramsey has told the team that he wants a timeout. It's 79-67. He could not have it in that situation. Mix going to the left and Irving. Bibby left alone outside. So Davis was away from him.
Julius doing everything, picking up assists. That time they double teamed him. Julius knows when he's got two people on him, there's going to be somebody else open on the floor. He found the open man. Good opportunity shot by Bibby. Cut the lead back down to 10.
Dave Twardzik checks in for the Portland Trailblazers with 5:06 to go in the third. Final round of the Kemper Open coming up next. Twardzik glides the baseline. McGinnis had jumped over on him. Collins runs it down. Philadelphia trailing by 10. Looking for that surge now. McGinnis left perimeter. Makes it 8. 4:45. And now listen to the crowd. They'll urge the Blazers back into it. It's the home court advantage. Collins off to Twardzik. He'll take the shot. It's 10 again. Lloyd free. Gets ready. Jones stationary off to the side. Walton with a hand there, watching the middle carefully. Shot clock being used up by Philly. It's a factor, and Collins is deep in the corner. McGinnis comes up, and there was a 24-second violation.
See, that's that defense I was talking about. Beautiful.
Simply no movement, and listen now to the crowd.
They played tough defense that time, Brent. First 24-second violation of the game. Collins goes out as free comes in. Philadelphia faced with the unenviable and very difficult task of playing catch-up basketball away from home.
Trailing it by 10 and 3:55 left in the third. Lloyd Neal out there. McGinnis with him. Lucas out. 4 fouls. Getting the press. 3-second violation. From the side, Philadelphia will put it in play. Twardzik and Hollins await Bibby and Free. Slumping Collins out right now. Neal there with McGinnis. Gross had it thrown right to him.
That's just a bad pass right there.
And right to Bobby Gross. The doctor wasn't there. Neal to the basket. Gross got a hand on it. Bobby Gross reached out, got a hand on the ball, and tapped it back in.
A super individual effort by Bob Gross on that play. Very reminiscent of what Bill Walton did back here in second game in Portland.
12-point lead. 3. McGinnis at the offensive end had come up, and Neal and he squaring off briefly.
How important the offensive boards are. Give a team a second opportunity, and you really pay the price in this game.
3 fouls.
Let's watch the Gross play. Here we go. The shot's going to come up here by Neal. It'll come off. Watch Gross come into your picture in the bottom right of your screen. Ball bounces off. Extends all the way. His arm is completely straight. He manages to get it there. Beautiful soft touch and control by Bob Gross.
Make it 24 for McGinnis. By far his best showing. It's game 6. 83-72, an 11-point difference inside of 3 minutes left third quarter. Kemper Open final round is next. Neal maneuvering up in the air, goes to Gross, who comes up over Caldwell Jones. Inside, he taps it. Outside over the 7.
That was a beautiful shot.
Julius Irving right now. Bibby off. Here they come again. Gross is on the right. Collins is on the left. You know who the hot hand is right now, and there he is trying to get it underneath. He comes it out of bounds, and Bobby Gross knew it.
Sixers cannot get over anxious now, Brent. They must come down, try to set up, get a good shot, not be in too much of a hurry. There's plenty of time to go.
76ers have scored 17 points this quarter. McGinnis has 9 of them. Bree comes in, turns around with the jump shot. McGinnis with an offensive rebound wants the doctor. the outlet was being challenged, and there was a whistle. Lloyd Free fouled Bill Walton, who was down on the floor.
That's just adding insult to injury, actually, or compounding a problem. Lloyd Free, we'll watch the play. Here's Julius on the shot. Ball comes off. Bill Walton up there with that super timing, getting it right off the rim. Right there, Free hits him on the arm, picking up the backcourt foul. 3 fouls on the Blazers on the team situation, the first for the 76ers. But Free took a difficult shot. We just got done talking about trying to come down and get a good shot. He comes down, takes a turnaround over 2 men, misses the shot, and then commits a backcourt foul.
Are there any doubts left in the world of basketball about whether or not Bill Walton can play in the National Basketball Association? Call it vegetable power if you want.
Call it
Ian,
talent.
Maurice, Lucas, both vegetarians.
Call it talent, Brent. Better word for it. Great talent.
2 minutes left, third quarter, 86-72. Irving maneuvering underneath with Gross there, went to the left hand.
Nice pass.
It's only Julius's 4th point of this half.
Oh,
Went to Gross on the pass, even though Irving was there.
Oh, that was nice.
With the jump hook. McGinnis gave it up to Jones. He comes back with a jump hook. Caldwell Jones makes it 88-76. 12 points in 128. And still it was that 10-point burst in quarter number 2.
Richie Powers is calling a 2-shot foul on George McGinnis for throwing an elbow at Dave Twardzik. Jake O'Donnell walking over to step in between the two. And I don't think Dave Twardzik was going to challenge George McGinnis, but there was really no need for that, Brent.
Walton receives an ovation. He'll go out.
Along with Bobby Gross also.
It seemed like the hook shot was a big thing in the 70s, but as soon as the 1980s come, it became non-extinct. Can you let me know why in the comments?
Dave Twardzik still being plagued at that free throw line. That's his 3rd miss so far from the line, I believe.
And Rick, 3 fouls on McGinnis.
Yes, he's only 2 for 5 from the free throw line. This man is a 60% field goal shooter.
(89-76), a 13-point difference. 121. Calhoun will take Irving now. Twardzik on the double team. A chance for a 3-pointer.
So Julius doing it by himself again, trying to get this team back in. Held a little bit in check in the 3rd quarter, but he's exploded now for 4 quick points, chance for 5.
Lloyd Free picking up Twardzik. 105, 3rd quarter. Twardzik got inside and traveled.
But again, Twardzik had the lane. He had the opening to the basket. If he had not walked with the basketball, he would have gotten into the hoop, creating problems for the Philadelphia defense. They have got to shut that middle off and try to make Portland go from the outside.
An 11-point difference for the 76ers. Irving. Now it is suddenly 9, and there's the magnificence of the doctor. Down goes Free. He and Jones collided, and of course that rib cage, I believe, is bothering Lloyd Free for just a moment here. Inside pass to Calhoun. They get to the hoop. Back to 11. Irving forced one that time.
That was one of the few bad shots that Julius has taken in this game, Brent.
Ball goes back to Philadelphia. Crowd unhappy with it. Here they come. Inside and off of Robin Jones.
On that play, that pass from Lloyd Neal was to Dave Twardzik coming in the left side, and Robin Jones came in and kicked it out of bounds.
With Walton watching for the sideline, and 19 seconds now toward 15. An 11-point Portland lead. Philly will try to cut it to 9 as they go to the sideline at the end of 3. Question what 3 wants here. Came up and drew the foul.
Again, no ball movement. This is all one-on-one. Free just taking the ball, backing in there. Sixers got a break on that type of play as Julius gets his first rest of this basketball game, wisely by Gene Shue, because they need him desperately in that fourth quarter. And he looked like he's a little tired in the last few games in the fourth quarter.
Rick, that's his second rest. Didn't he play 21 minutes in the first half? I think they had
right.
him
They got him out there in the second quarter, right, for a few minutes. My mistake. But Julius is really working hard out there both ends of the floor, and it takes its toll on you after a while.
McGinnis, Jones, Free, Bryant, and Collins out there against Calhoun, Hollins, Twardzik, Neal, and Jones for the last 4 seconds. Pick him up at midcourt. Hollins motors past, comes up at the buzzer short. So it has come down to this. Portland leads Philadelphia 3 games to 2. 12 minutes for a championship. A fever in Portland.
I've seen teams, the fans get up for a team in championship series, but nothing like what's taken place here in Portland before, Brent. It's incredible.
A city nearing its first world championship. Its only major sports franchise, and how they have rallied around this group. The first year the Blazers have ever been in the playoffs. Here they are. McGinnis came in around behind Lucas.
Gene Shue going with Joe Bryant again, trying to get some of that enthusiasm that he brought to the Sixers in the last game in that fourth quarter.
Shot clock, time remaining. Blazers have hit 56%. Quarter number 4 begins. 91-82. Lucas, and he travels. The 76ers stay calm and don't get caught up in this crowd right now and do what they have to do. They can climb in because there's plenty of time. Doug Collins with 4 points remains a very key man here. Bryant to the basket, and he traveled.
Turnovers in this situation right now could be also costly to the Sixers.
Davis, Twardzik, Walton. Lucas and Gross. Irving will come back. Bryant with Gross. Davis at the top of the circle. McGinnis rebound. Off to Lloyd Free. Free comes up off the side of the glass. Twardzik was there on him. Free drew the foul.
Julius comes back in the ball game as Free goes to the line. Twardzik picking up his 4th personal foul. Watch the play here. There goes Free going up for the shot. Twardzik comes from the side. He caught him on the arm as he tried to get out of the way, and the official saw the contact.
Lionel Hollins there as Twardzik with 4 fouls goes out. Lloyd Free's 3rd point. Julius Irving has scored 30. McGinnis 24. Collins only 4. For the Blazers, 18 for Gross, 20 for Walton, 16 for Hollins, and 12 for Davis. McGinnis is there with Lucas. Lucas puts it down short. Knocked away, and here come the 76ers 3-on-1. Now it's 3-on-2. McGinnis holds inside. Irving at the glass. Tap back up. Free ball. And Free racing against Davis. Lloyd Free with control. Crowd wanting to foul. Lloyd Free up over Bill Walton. Not there. McGinnis runs it down in the corner. Jones comes back. Lucas with a hand on McGinnis, and a foul is called. Maurice Lucas now has picked up 5 personal fouls.
Here's the play right here. Maurice bumping him with the body, reaches in, hits him on the arm, fouled him twice before he got the first one called.
Okay, so this is the 4th and final quarter, and the hustle that they're providing already, this is the type of hustle I want throughout the whole quarter. It can make or break the last game, if it is the last game.
22nd injury timeout. Al Domenico out, tending to McGinnis. McGinnis kneeling down, hitting only 33% when he came into this 6th game. He has scored 24 points already.
Arena And I just really wonder if it's going to get to the players in the pace of this ballgame. Just sitting here, I can just feel how humid it is. George may have just been trying to get a little rest there. It was a little hectic pace.
People are standing all around the balcony. Every seat is full. Aisles clogged at the top. Jones looking in. Irving. Down on Gross. Jumper. 91 to 86, and it is 5. And the 76ers have come down to the last 10 minutes saying, we are not out of this yet. They must win to force a 7th game Wednesday night. Jones is there. Walton crossed out of line. Hollins improves his position on that jumper. Quickly they go to the doctor with a long pass. Can't go from that corner because Gross and Lucas were there. Here's Lloyd 3.
That was a heck of a gamble in this situation, Brent. They're right in it. That could have really hurt if he threw it away.
Ennis outside, and Walton with another rebound. Beat Caldwell Jones, and here they come. They can make it 9. Davis, and it's the doctor with him, and it's offensive foul called. Davis rolled in on the doctor.
Julius with a great defensive play. As you see Davis going up, Julius goes up right there. Watch his left arm. He makes the block. He takes his left arm to knock the doc out of the way. Big play by Julius Irving.
Noise level unbelievable in the Coliseum. 93-86 and 9:22. Collins back in. Hold it. Foul is called.
Caldwell Jones being called for a screen. Offensive foul. His 5th foul of this game. Sixers with no team fouls. Blazers with 2.
Jones there. Walton will have it run through him. Looks for the cutter. They clog the middle. So Walton takes it, and jump hook is off iron. Outlet to Collins. Back in the middle to Joe Bryant. It's 3-on-2. Collins flies inside. Walton is there, and Doug Collins reversed on the other side. Back to 5. Listen to the noise in here. 8:52. So close and yet so far when you're matched against the likes of Irving, McGinnis. Collins outside. Doug is there. Collins is off. They can make.
You have to admit the 76ers are definitely trying.
Get a 3-point game. Not quitting. Moment of truth has come for Philadelphia, and they are responding. Collins outside. Off iron. Lucas left alone.
Not a good shot, Brent. Jack Ramsey wants a timeout. He doesn't like the way things are progressing right here, but this Philadelphia team is really hanging tough. They're working hard on both ends of the floor. They're doing good things out there. They've got themselves back in this basketball game, trailing by 5 with 8:26 to go.
Lucas and Jones in foul trouble. Torczyk with 4, and there are 3 players with 3. 8 minutes and 26 seconds. And listen to the ovation.
Grant, you can tell the pressure is mounting. Portland shooting 1 for 5, 20% so far in this quarter. Philadelphia only 2 for 7, 29%.
5-point difference. Portland with possession. Lucas back up front with Walton and Gross. Bryant jumps over on Hollins. Collins now looks for the open man. Hollins comes up on the top of Joe Bryant. That's 20 points for Lionel Hollins. He has hit several key baskets.
No ball movement, Brent. They're very stagnant on offense right now.
No movement away from the ball either. So Bryant at the perimeter with a miss. And here comes Portland. They were standing around. 7-point difference. McGinnis will come back. Jones out on Lucas. Irving is with Walton. Hollins shot. Bobby Gross offensive rebound. What a game he has played.
That's a big break for Portland, Brent. That's a bad shot that time by Hollins. Gross happened to be in the right place. Again, the offensive rebound.
They've worked harder off the glass at both ends throughout this series.
No movement. All one-on-one, Brent.
Free came up into Bill Walton underneath that time. Walton may have just gotten ball.
Julius got hit in his knee. He's holding on to his knee a little bit. As we watch the replay with Free coming on the baseline, Walton comes over. Lucas a little late to shut it off. Walton right there making the block. If anything, he must have gotten him with the body.
Gross, Walton, and Hollins. 20 points each for Jack Ramsey's Blazers.
Doc again down the other end of the floor holding on to that right knee of his. Doesn't seem to be too bad, Brett.
There's the doctor. 97-97, 14 left. Jones with 5 fouls challenging Walton. On the pick. Gross comes up. Down it goes, 99-90.
Gene Shue has called a timeout again because the Sixers are starting to fall behind as they got close to 5, and Bobby Gross has certainly been the surprise of this series with his offensive performance. He's been getting one big basket after the other, doing one heck of a job for the Blazers.
There isn't anything in sport quite like a city on the brink of its first world championship. 6 minutes and 50 seconds. 99-90, a 9-point Portland lead.
A big kickball out of bounds for Philly. They'll get a new 24 seconds. Actually, right now, Philadelphia only shooting 25% in this quarter so far.
Moving off iron, and down they come. Here's Davis. Jones is there, and Davis will cut it down. Slow it up, and they'll run a play. With a 9-point lead, a chance to go back up on top by 11. Walton wants Davis, who cut inside in the middle. Forced one up, and of course the whistle had sounded.
George McGinnis picks up the foul. Again, that cut to the basket. There's Walton making the pass. His man is open going. He was under the hoop. He tries to reverse back. Watch McGinnis right here. Caught him with the left hand on the left arm. George has 4 fouls. First team foul for the Sixers. Libby comes into the game, and the one thing that Philadelphia may have going for them is that the Blazers have 3 team fouls at this particular juncture. But they are just getting caught up in the old play from behind syndrome, Brent. You play mediocre basketball, you fall behind, you battle really tough, and you get back close again, and all of a sudden you fall back again. It's so difficult to overcome that deficit and get over the hump.
Libby, Collins, McGinnis, Jones, and Irving. Gene Shue's starting 5 was 6-18. They're back by 5 field goals. Collins with his problems today. Charged Hollins.
So
3
the
fouls on Collins.
The Sixers get one of their offensive powers back in George McGinnis, but they lose another one. Doug Collins.
3 in and Collins out. Frustrating 6th game for young Doug Collins.
He's been such a great part of this Philadelphia surge in the playoffs, and really hate to see a player like him have such a difficult time out there.
Davis goes to Lucas. Here's Walton waiting. Gross cuts and uses the screen. How big Gross brings them to their feet again. It's a 12-point Portland lead. 5:50 for a championship.
I don't know about you, but I'm starting to think the MVP of the 4th quarter is Gross. He is showing his ass.
Irving. Gross is there. The doctor makes it 10 again, and for Julius, 34 points.
Philadelphia's doing everything on one-on-one situations. Their ball movement is absolutely non-existent here in the second half.
Libby is with Lionel Hollins. McGinnis out on Lucas. It'll go through Walton, and Jones fouled him. He's out for Caldwell Jones. He has fouled out of the game. Joe Bryant checks in as Gene Shue elects to go with 3 forwards. And a story here is that Daryl Dawkins has not come back into this basketball game. He remains over on Gene Shue's bench.
Philadelphia may have to go to that pressing defense they did in the 4th quarter in game number 5 if they hope to get back in this game.
Turn it over, and here come the Sixers. 3 with 3 on 2 is in the middle. Does it himself, goes left and misses. Bryant off to Bibby.
Good job, baby.
102-94, 8 points and 5 minutes. Ramsey trying to yell instructions. Almost impossible to hear anybody. Davis did get back across. Walton out high, checks over that right shoulder. McGinnis is on Walton right now. Back to Lucas. Irving coming in behind Lucas. Short, Bryant was sandwiched. Gross comes back into the glass. He's off. Loose ball. McGinnis. Here's Free. Doctor's on his right. They'll go to the doctor. 36 points now. 102. 96 with 4:25.
Must give so much credit to Philly. They just will not fold. A tremendous credit to this team.
Off they come. Chance to make it 4. McGinnis goes in, and he drew the foul from Gross. Bobby Gross fouled him.
Brent,
26 points for McGinnis.
If Bobby were really thinking a little bit, but of course it's easy to say it sitting here, he could have run out, as you see George coming in right now. He could have run out and fouled him right now. George is not shooting good from the free throw line. He knows he's going to go in there. He's a big, strong guy, so he makes a play where he gives him the basket a chance for the free throw. He should have fouled him before he went there, given him the free throws.
I don't know about you, but I'm starting to get goosebumps and everything. I'm thinking that the 76ers might be able to pull it off.
Gross takes a break. Corky Calhoun in. A 4-point difference. Philadelphia needing a win. There's Darryl Dawkins. Gene Shue electing to leave him on the bench and go with McGinnis in the situation against Walton. Experience. Big factor here. Off iron with his free throw. Hollins back. Hollins has an open man. It's Calhoun. They have 2 men back.
Boy, that really hurt.
A very big defensive mistake by the Sixers in that situation. They break 2 men off the missed free throw. Bibby complaining to Jake O'Donnell bitterly. Handles the ball. And Lucas pops out
Bad
of the steal.
That sucks.
They've come back. Lucas to the basket. Ran into Bibby. Big Luke goes down in a heap.
He's not hurt, Brent. I don't think he's hurt. He just was fouled by Bibby, lost his balance, didn't look like he hurt anything. But again, as you saw on the play there when he went down, the play that Philadelphia may remember is George McGinnis missing that free throw. They threw it out and got a layup down the other end. That play just might have broken their back.
They had a man stationed right here at the wing. There was one 76er back. They broke off the rebound, a free man on the right wing, and it was 2-on-1.
Here's the play with Lucas coming off on the next break on a good defensive steal. You see him up in the air. Bibby caught his left leg, knocked him off balance. He came down fairly hard. I think Maurice is a little tired, taking a blow. Hopefully he's not injured. Hate
to this game, Rick, and before this game is over, we'll go back down to Charlotte, North Carolina, and get an update so that you're in touch with everything that's happening at the Kemper Open.
Interestingly enough, Tom Weiskopf has not been on the top there.
Let's now go down to Ben Skelly live at the Kemper in Charlotte, North Carolina. Ben? Back in Portland, 3 minutes and 50 seconds remain. The Trailblazers up by 6 and will be coming down to the free throw line. Maurice Lucas was tended to by Ron Culp. He's fine.
That free throw situation we mentioned before, all of a sudden, is not that big a factor. The Blazers have 4 team fouls. The Sixers now have 3.
Listening to Jack Ramsey, who no doubt has told this team to be patient. Listen to the crowd. This whole city, I think, is on its feet, not only here in this arena, but outside, where they're watching on television sets. We had a basket of fruit brought over to the table for Rick and I before the game, and a note said it was from Sam and Phil. We later found out that Sam and Phil had come to the back door and said they were florists delivering this to us. They just wanted to get into the basketball game.
And they're here watching, standing around someplace. Right now, Philadelphia, again, have to play the tough defense, try to stop Portland from scoring, hopefully keep them outside, try to get some good ball movement, get inside, get some good opportunity shots, and hope that they fall in the basket.
105-98 with that free throw. A 7-point difference. Time remaining is there in the insert. Right-hand corner. Lucas has scored 11 points here in the 6th game. Portland 3 minutes and 40 seconds away. Philly needs a win to get it back to the Spectrum for Game 7 Wednesday night. They cut off Irving. He rolls behind Calhoun. Still looking for some movement. With the shot clock going down, Irving shot in and out, and Walton off. Now it's 3 minutes and 20 seconds. And if it's possible, I think it's getting even noisier in here. Hollins Tough on the shot. McGinnis off to Lloyd free. Davis is there, free. Came up and was fouled. In that situation, he took a blow on his side. He's in obvious pain.
You can see him right there. He is hurting. There's no question about it. He really is hurting.
At this point of the game, I want you to pause the video and put your prediction right now in the comments. Let me know, do you think the 76ers going to make a comeback, or do you think Portland Trail Blazers is going to win it all?
Hairline fracture of a rib in a violent collision with Mike Newland during the Houston series. He sat out the end of that series, came back. And the story that Philadelphia fans know about Lloyd Free is that he has refused to take any painkillers in his side. He says, I'll play with this agony. No question, he took a shot here.
Here he comes now. He's usually a tremendous sleeper. Going to go up for the dunk shot here. Here you see Davis come into your picture, catches him with the body, knocks him on the arm, and just hit him enough there in the arm to cause him to miss that dunk shot.
Free is now 7 for 7 from the free throw line.
Plenty of time to go. Philadelphia is still right in the thick of it. You can still see Lloyd Free wincing, holding on to his rib cage. This man's showing a lot of guts out here, Brent.
With emotions running so high, those who can remain cool.
You know, honestly, you think he'd be a liability out there, but he is playing very well for a man that's hurt.
Will affect the outcome of this game. Calmness right now with a 5-point difference in 3 minutes. They go to that zone trap that works so well in Philadelphia. Cut by Bryant. Hollins goes after it. Knocked out of bounds. Now, yesterday at the Portland practice, Jack Ramsey worked long and hard against that zone press, and of course, he's one of the college coaches who designed it.
Brent, I was surprised to see Bill Walton throw that kind of pass. That's the type of pass the defense wants you to throw in that situation. A long, high pass. As Collins comes in.
Walton going up on McGinnis, off iron.
Oh!
Driven back in, McGinnis fouled him.
What a bad break for Philadelphia that time. Portland just living right in this situation. Julius had the rebound. Lost control, got knocked away by Lucas. He'll go to the foul line. 4 fouls, and the Sixers will only have 2 shots. That is 5 fouls on McGinnis.
Irving complaining that he was also fouled. 5 on Lucas. Jones, of course, fouled out. Free throw. Two free throws this quarter for Lucas. Six-point lead and 2 minutes and 45 seconds, and here come the 76ers. Collins back to Irving. Julius is off. Lucas looking for outlet. They drop back, and they can go up by 8.
Jack Ramsey signaling.
35.
Jack Ramsey wants him to use that clock up.
Walton inside to Lucas. Bryant came over on him. Bryant fouling him as he crashed into Lucas's back.
So Portland again running that cut to the basket with precision, getting Maurice Lucas to the foul line. The penalty now is in effect. 5 fouls on the Sixers. Maurice with 3 chances to make 2, and he's only been 50% in his last 4 tries.
Maurice Lucas, who came to the Blazers in the dispersal draft from the ABA. Played with St. Louis and Kentucky. Was a teammate of Arlen Gilmore. He's a hardship draftee out of Marquette and elected to go to the ABA rather than playing for the Chicago Bulls. Lucas at the free throw line has brought this team to within 2 minutes, 29 seconds. And let's go back live to Ben Scully at the Kemper for another update. Ben? The noise continues, and it gives me an opportunity to thank our producer, Bob Stenner, and our director, Tony Vernon, for the excellent job that they did, along with our 2 associate directors, Bob Dunphy and John McDonough. Technical director is Jay Fairman. As usual, he was superb. Roger Cavan is in there trying to control the audio. He has got a very difficult task right now. Brooks Graham, of course, the man in charge of our technical crew. And he certainly deserves to be thanked for the job he did not only here, but all season long for CBS. And here they come. And listen now to the audio level here in the Memorial Coliseum in Portland. Floyd free. Way outside this time. Knocked back to Hollins. Trailing by 8. Free missed one of his outside specialties. On the double team, 76ers get it back. Bryant was there with Free. Back to Free, who got inside. Walton fouled him. Free going to the basket, took still another shot. So Lloyd Free missed. He did not pout. He got back on defense, and Ian Bryant went to the double team.
There's the play. McGinnis comes in, gets Walton to commit, makes the nice pass. Bill a little bit out of position. As Free goes up, Bill catches him with the body, hits him with the arm. No question about that foul call. One thing Portland cannot do, Brent, in a pressure situation. When you're a guard or a forward, you have that basketball and they're going to double team you, you have to stay away from the sidelines because the sideline acts as another defensive player. It limits the possibilities that you have on offense.
2 minutes and 10 seconds. Look at the crowd around this court. There aren't this many news photographers in the whole United States. Bobby Gross comes in and Corky Calhoun goes out. Still another ovation.
They will be pressing all over the court right now. You can rest assured of that. Lloyd Free, who was perfect from the line, misses 2.
108-101. 2:08. Gross off to Hollins against the pressure. Lucas, they find the open men. Davis comes dribbling around Bryant. You can watch the shot clock. Walton bounced off of Doug Collins, and there was a foul called on Bill. Offense. 4 fouls on Walton.
Here's the play right here. Collins moves over. Well, Doug was not set that time. Philadelphia got a break on it. Doug Collins, very good in making that type of move in a defensive situation.
Philadelphia must make up 7 in 152, and again it's Free. They double team him, and here's Irving. Up over Gross. It is 5 with 1:46. Pressure in the backcourt. Double team the Bull. There's got to be all kinds of white jerseys, and they're getting up court.
That's smart. That's smart by Lucas. The clock is their biggest ally, Brent. They do not need to score. They can just hold that ball out there right now.
Leading by 5 with 1.5 minutes. They bring the shot clock down. Watch it when it gets inside 5. There it is. They need it. Hollins spotted it. Off to Walton. Walton comes up. McGinnis comes in behind him. No foul. 108, 103, and 120. Free outside. It's spun out. And Hollins with 114 and a 5-point lead. They double team it. Here it is to Lucas at the wing. Goes back to Hollins. Quickly now to Gross, who tapped it to the open man, Lucas. Watch the shot clock. Game clock down toward 1 minute. They're on their feet here in the Memorial Coliseum. They can sense it now. Their first year in the playoffs. And they're inside of a minute for a championship. Lucas is off. Down now comes the doctor. There was a whistle. So hard to hear whistles in this arena now. Maurice Lucas.
Philly got a big break right there, Brent.
There's actually 2 fouls on Gross.
Maurice Lucas took a jump shot from the side. He did not see Lionel Hollins cutting down the middle. He was wide open. Would have had a layup that would have iced this game. As it is with that foul by Gross, there's a chance now to cut this lead down to 3 points with 51 seconds to go, and that is a lot of time.
Dunleavy reports in. Gene Shue telling him to tell everybody no fouls. They're down by 5 with 51 seconds.
And so again, Brent, Jack Ramsey electing to bring in Dave Twardzik, the man that he feels can do whatever is necessary depending upon the situation. He wants them in there to settle them down.
Steve Jones has moved back here to courtside, and Steve, this is your hometown, and it's about to go crazy.
Oh, they're all getting ready to go bananas, but again, the game is not over until the gun has gone off, and Philadelphia still has a chance. Portland has to move the ball and handle themselves a little bit better in this pressure situation.
3-point difference right now, Steve. Down toward 40 seconds. Twardzik holding it up. Gross, Walton there, and they play catch. Shot clock down inside 10. Watch the game clock. A 3-point difference. 108-105. Twardzik, and Lucas cleaned it up with 28 seconds.
That is the big rebound of the game right there.
Richie Powers with a whistle.
If Philly had gotten that rebound, Brent, they had a chance to make it a one-point game. Anything could have happened. Let's watch the play. Dvorak takes the shot. Got a good shot from the corner. Collins with good defense. Ball comes off. Maurice Lucas. The ball just happened to take a good bounce because McGinnis had inside position.
Lucas at the free throw line. 27 seconds. After 7 years of frustration for this franchise, they are about to win a world championship. And for Bill Walton, 3 years and 200 miles to take. Sport Magazine gives away a card to the most valuable player. We pick a most valuable player. There is no question in my mind. It is the big redhead, Bill Walton, who is going to get both honors. He'll probably take a camper van for the summer. He has been some force throughout the playoffs. 109-105, and listen to the crowd. Got a timeout.
Let me know in the comments if the 3-ball was available back then. Do you think the game would be different? Do you think the Portland Trail Blazers would still be ahead, or the 76ers would be ahead?
Here, they bring them over. Just 27 seconds, and Portland, Oregon will erupt with a championship. I remember that winter afternoon in Green Bay, Wisconsin. It was the Packers and the New York Giants. And the Packers played with such precision after having lost the title game the year before to the Philadelphia Eagles. Now it's a different sport, a different city, but the same feeling. Portland, Oregon, just 27 seconds away. The whole state of Oregon closing in on its first professional championship. Everybody will count the 27 seconds down. The magnificent Julius Erving goes off now to Joe Bryant. Walton rejects another one. Outside, McGinnis hits a field goal.
They're right there, Brent. Good defense. They make a steal. They could get back. Wisely, they call timeout to get the ball in half court.
Here we come. So the 76ers not quitting no matter what I or anybody else about to say. And let me say something right here about Philadelphia, since I have done more of their games than any other team this year in the NBA. Regardless of what happens here this afternoon or a 7th game on Wednesday, they have been such a joy to watch with their individual talent. And we have had so many great moments with the 76ers. And if they lose it, their organization and the players deserve to be congratulated. There's going to be, I know, some changes with them if they lose it, but they deserve it.
Well, they certainly did. And they've hung in tough in this ball game and deserve a tremendous amount of credit. And here's the last play right now. Julius comes over. Good defenses. 3 men around him. He passes off. Walton with a great block shot. A big break for Philly as the ball bounces back to McGinnis. McGinnis will pick it up, put it in the basket. And now Philadelphia's gotten himself within striking range, even though there's only 18 seconds to go. They will come in. They will pressure all over the floor. Try to come up with the steal. Hopefully to go down and score a basket and tie this game. If they cannot make the steal, when the clock gets down to somewhere around 6 seconds or 5 seconds, they more than likely will have to gamble and hopefully foul someone who is not a real good free throw shooter and hope that he misses at the free throw line.
18 seconds. A 2-point Portland lead for the Trailblazers. Dvorak, Lucas, Walton, Gross, and Davis. For Philadelphia, Collins, Bryant, Dunleavy, McGinnis, and Erving. McGinnis has erupted in Game 6 for 28. And the Doctor, magnificent as usual, has scored 40 points in this game.
Brent, I can remember some of those series with the Celtics and the Lakers when an inbounds pass was stolen by Havlicek. He went down, scored, tied the ball game. Looked like the Lakers had it won.
Here is Gross, takes the inbound pass, and McGinnis is over there to tie him up. Jump ball in Portland. A jump ball with 16 seconds. George McGinnis, mired in a slump, has given the 76ers one last shot with 16. And a reminder that Kemper open next, but don't go away from this. Suddenly, Gene Shue and the 76ers are breathing. They hang tough. It'll be Gross and McGinnis, 109-107. Philadelphia needing a break off the tap. It goes to free. They can tie it. Philadelphia can tie it. Turn out the Doctor outside. Off iron. Free with a rebound. 7 Gross is over there on him. Goes back now. You got the signal to Philadelphia. The ball went out of bounds in 5 seconds. 109-107. Philadelphia with possession.
Tell me in the comments who you think should get the ball.
They had their chances that time.
Maurice Lucas, I don't know where he's playing right now. If they take the ball in bounds, George McGinnis is wide open. I don't know what he's doing.
Here's McGinnis. Lucas comes out. McGinnis for the tie. It's off. O'Neill's there. It's over. It's over. Portland has won the championship. 109-107. They've gone wild in Portland. The Portland Trailblazers, their first year in the NBA playoffs. The baskets are down. The one on my left, Walton has had the jersey stripped off him. Walton and the Trailblazers trying to battle through the crowd to the locker room. A world championship for the Blazers. But the 76ers came right down to the end and would not quit it this game. And so for Steve Jones and Rick Barry, this is Brent Musburger saying so long from Portland, Oregon, where they've gone wild. 109-107, the Blazers win the championship.
I don't know about you, but if it was me, the most hurtful thing in the world would be, no matter what, always remembering that I missed the last shot. I would have been the one that tied it. I would have been the one that gave my team more hope. And then you miss. Oh my God. I could just imagine the thoughts that he had going on the moment he missed, as well as days later. People constantly bringing it up to him. But anyway, on a good note, we got to see the Trailblazers win their first NBA championship. That's a milestone right there within itself. There are many teams right now today that still don't have a championship, and we got to witness a team's first. Well, true enough, I didn't get the turnout that I wanted. I wanted a Game 7, just so I can observe, two teams, 3 wins apiece, and it'd be like a showdown, But I didn't get that. Tell me your thoughts about this video in the comments. Also, tell me, who do you think was the MVP of the first, second, and third quarter, as well as the fourth quarter, as well as the entire game as a whole? Be sure to like, share, watch more videos, and subscribe to the channel.